that all three of us forgot about. So what I can say to the public from that direction, the budget is currently posted on the website. So welcome everyone to the tax budget hearing. Once again, the tax budget is on the website for your review. With that, there is an online document that you can access. If you have any questions or comments about the budget, we will read those at the official meeting on the 21st, as well as have Dawn answer those questions potentially even before that. But I don't think any of the board members have any discussion or comments about the tax budget as presented, if you had a chance to look at it. If you didn't, you can have time to look at it and get those questions to Dawn.
Well, and do you want me to talk about it just a little bit?
Go right ahead.
Okay, so I guess I just want to talk about the reason that we do the tax budget. It is set aside in the Ohio Revised Code. And it's our first step in the preparation and adoption of the budget for the school district. Once we have that tax budget in place, it estimates anticipated revenues from tax sources and other sources. And we actually submit this budget to the county auditor's office in accordance with the Ohio Revised Code. So it's required to be submitted no later than the 15th of January every year. And the reason we do that is all school districts in the state of Ohio are taxing authorities and political subdivisions. So they look at us much like any other municipality, township, city, and that is required of each of them as well, only because it involves public tax money. So once that's submitted to the county auditor, it goes before the tax budget commission. And while they don't have the ability to change the millage for any voted revenue that comes in for the district, any of those levies, they have the ability to adjust the inside millage based on what they feel is need for the district. So this document also works in conjunction with our 5-year forecast and any other financial documents that we submit to the county auditor. So this will keep us in compliance with the Ohio Revised Code and keep us out of trouble with the local county auditor. So that's the reason that it's put together. And the figures in this were based on what I know today, and any estimates for 2022 were based on the assumptions that we made for the 5-year forecast. So they actually essentially mirror each other. And that was all I had. I didn't know if anybody had any questions.
Any questions from anyone? Okay, as mentioned to the public, if you have questions, please submit those on the online document. Likewise, that same online document, there should be a second one, but that will be what we will use for any visitors' comments for the upcoming board meeting on the 21st. Comments made up until noon of the day of the board meeting will be addressed at that meeting. Anything after that will wait until the next meeting accordingly. So, all right. Looking to adjourn from the tax budget hearing. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
I got Kim as the first. I can second it. Don't think there's too much discussion on the adjournment. So if you would like to call the roll.
Mr. Leifheit?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? And Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Motion carries. We are adjourned from that. Moving on to the organizational meeting. Welcome everyone online and not in person, but on Zoom. We greatly appreciate everyone taking time out of their evening for this organizational meeting. This is when we set some of the day-to-day items in regards to the operations of the board. One of the things I also want to remind everyone is it is January, which means it's a new tax year. As we are excited to say, Van Buren Local School Districts passed an income tax. Having said that, I would encourage everyone to potentially talk to their HR department to change their tax filing accordingly, so those can start being taken out of your pay now rather than getting a lump sum at the end of the year. So most of your HR departments will be more than happy to help you with that process. So once again, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. I will start off with the invocation if you want to bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to come together. Please give us the guidance and wisdom to do what's best for the school district, to do what's best for the kids and the overall education. All these things we ask in your precious Son's name. Amen. All right, I will do the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't have a flag per se here, so if we can just imagine it, I will say it. You all can stay muted because it lends itself to some craziness when it comes to it. But I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you, everyone. Now, if you want to call the roll, we did this in a weird order.
I was just noticing that too, that it's a weird order that we should have.
Yep,
I
my
don't
bad.
know.
I don't know who set the agenda. That would have been me. My bad. Sorry, guys. All right, if you would like to call the roll.
Mr. Lightfight,
Here.
Ms. Thomas,
Here.
Ms. Williams.
Here.
All right. Not too much that we can change to the agenda as is. So first order of business is election of president.
I nominate Mike Lightfight for president.
So I have moved by Kim to nominate Mike as president. Nominations don't need a second. Is there any other nominations? So does anyone want to close nominations?
I will close the nominations.
Kim is closing nominations, and I guess I can second that. Nominations are now closed for president. So now I make a motion to move to a voting roll call. I do need a second for that.
I second.
Kim is the second. So when your name is read, this would be when you would say the name of the person you are voting for. Since there's only one person, I don't know if you necessarily need to do that, but in accordance to the Ohio Revised Code, we do need to take a vote on this. So Dawn, it is your call.
Mr. Lightfight,
I vote for Mike.
Ms. Thomas,
I vote for Mikey.
and Ms. Williams.
I vote for Michael.
Oh, now we're in
Right.
trouble. All right,
Yeah.
so congratulations to me.
Congratulations. Would you like to do the oath of office?
Yes, please don't read it because this is where I normally have to read it and I'm super scared. So, all right.
Do you solemnly swear you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as the President of the Board of Education of the Van Buren Local School District, Hancock County, Ohio, to the best of your ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified? The answer is I do.
I do. Okay, that was just to see if anyone thought the screen froze. All right. All right, so you got me for another year. All right, so now we move on to the election of vice president.
I nominate Melinda Williams.
So quick on that one. All right. Melinda's going to turn around and nominate. No, I'm just kidding. I move to close the nominations. I need a second for that.
I second.
Kim is the second. I move that we go to a voting roll call on the vice president. Kim, want a second?
I will second.
All right, so we are voting by name. Vice President, if you would like to call the roll.
Mr. Lifeite,
Melinda,
Ms. Thomas,
Melinda.
Ms. Williams.
Me, yes.
Woo, it's unanimous.
congratulations.
Thank you. Not
And
sure
the
what
oath
I
of
got it
office.
into, but okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and you will faithfully and impartially discharge your duties as the Vice President of the Board of Education of the Van Buren Local School District, Hancock County, Ohio, to the best of your ability, and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereinafter to be enacted during your continuance in said office and until your successor is elected and qualified? The answer is I do.
I do.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I will need signatures from both of you on those oaths of office when you're next time in the office.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so I will officially welcome everyone as the president for the school board for this lovely, it's gonna be better 2021. So, welcome everyone. Moving on to new business. First item is the treasurer's financial items, and this is to approve the fiscal year 2022 tax. Yeah, that's what we're doing, right? 2022
Yes,
tax budget as requested by the Hancock County Auditor as presented. And that was what we talked about in the previous meeting.
correct.
I will make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Melinda has a second. Is there any questions, discussions on approving the tax budget? We can make changes if needed, but I don't foresee any needed. All right, hearing none, if you would like to call the roll.
Mr. Lifeite,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. We approved that. Moving on to the consent agenda. We have several, okay, not several. We have a few holes to fill in prior to making a motion on approving items 11 through 16. So the first one is to set a date, place, and for the regular school board meetings for the 2021 school year or calendar year, sorry. The dates, anyone want to change from the third Thursday? I'm going to guess many people have already booked their calendars accordingly with planning purposes. So we will do the third Thursday of the month. Place, I am going to suggest the auditorium of the Van Buren High School, unless otherwise noted due to social distancing. Any objections to that one? Okay. And then the time?
7 o'clock.
AM?
PM.
Joke. PM. All right, 7 PM. All right. Designate the Courier as the official newspaper. Unless anyone has any other suggestions. And the appointed superintendent standing committees, I was going to keep them the same if that's okay, unless otherwise somebody had a strong desire to switch. That would mean personnel is Kim and a member to be determined at a soon date. The audit committee would be myself and Kim. The transportation and facilities would be Jim and Melinda. The athletics and extracurricular would be Jeff and, or sorry, would be a member to be named at a later date and Melinda. Districts and school policies would be a member to be named at a later time and myself. Student achievement liaison would be Melinda, and then curriculum would be Jim and myself. Anyone want to switch any of their committees or stay the course?
I like my committees. I'd like to stay the course.
Melinda, are you good? Okay. So those are the items that we filled in. So hopefully everyone had a chance to read the other items, but we are looking for a motion to approve those items 11 through 16.
I will make a motion to approve items 11 through 16 as filled in.
All right. I can second that. Any questions or discussions? Do you want to walk through anything? Mr. Bloom, I don't want to steal your thunder. This is your first organizational meeting as a superintendent, so I want to give you due diligence.
I am totally fine, Mr. President, to follow your lead.
All right. Seeing nothing to discuss, if you would like to call the roll, Don, on approving those items.
Mr. Lifeite,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
All right. Motion carries. Those items are approved. Prior to adjournment, I know that I'm not supposed to add too much to this agenda. So this is just kind of an open question for the fellow board members. We had some foreseen things that we weren't planning come up. And there is a potential for another opening on the school board. With that, we already have 3 applicants for the one that we already posted for. Not having an official resignation yet, but one potentially there. We have a couple options we can do. One is we can extend the deadline and see if anyone else applies, but then that would also push when we would probably do interviews, because we would extend the deadline probably until next week, early in the week, and then have to do interviews later on. That is being completely and 100% transparent to everyone in the community. The other item, which is completely legal and fine from our legal counsel to do, is we just pick 2 from our current applicants that we have. We have 3 applicants that applied for the 1 board membership that we have. So I'm really looking at the board to see which direction we want to do when it comes to it. I don't know if we'll have more people apply after that. I'm not going to ask the other members to reapply for that position. If they're in already, and we would consider them accordingly. It would just be if we wanted to open it up to anyone else, knowing that we potentially have a second board position open. So I just kind of wanted feedback from the group. We can do either one. It's completely legal. We have checked that.
Personally, I would like to select a board member and then have, if the other board member is going to resign, have them resign and follow that process. I'm okay with saying that we have the pool of 3, but I would like to make sure that we have a larger amount of time to see if there's other candidates interested. And I'm not sure that we can wait that long to appoint the second person. Because I thought we had to have someone appointed within the next 30 days or however that cycle worked, or it goes to a different process.
Yeah, it should be by the next board meeting is kind of what they say. So the resignation was going to be at the end of this board meeting. And once again, I have not seen it. There was no interest in the next board meeting. So if we did that, we would need to appoint that second board member. Looking at the calendar, what we had discussed was potentially, and Kim, I agree with you, what we would do is we would extend the application process to the 12th, which is next Tuesday. And then see if anyone else applied for that second board position, then do interviews either the 15th or the 18th or the 19th, and then pick out of that pool in order to go with it. I am okay if we just want to interview from the 3, pick the 1, but we ultimately are going to have to turn around and just do it again. So I thought if we could just do one night where we interviewed everybody and then pick 2 of them, we could do that as well. So I'm kind of open. It's just, I potentially was going to start calling the 3 applicants and try to get something scheduled next week early. But once again, it doesn't change too much. We could do it the 18th or 19th and still have them instilled by the 21st. So
So the other thing I was thinking is that if we didn't want to re-interview the two individuals who weren't selected for the first position and have the second position open and tell them that they've already interviewed. And even if you're not selected in the first round, a second position will be open. And we just are in full openness prior to any of the three of them interviewing. So that like we would consider those your interviews. I don't know if that's allowed.
We could make something like that work. I think what I'm hearing and what we can do is just extend I will get the letter of resignation. We'll extend the deadline, till mid next week, and then we can interview before the next board meeting, and we just pick from what we get. I don't know if we'll get any more people apply. I somehow doubt it. If you were going to apply, you were probably going to apply for the one. But Melinda, what are you thinking?
I think it's good to at least extend it to the 12th. And if someone wants to apply, they can apply as versus just closing it off, because there might be people out there. I agree with you. I doubt that there is, but in case there are, I think we owe it to our community to extend it a little bit. And if we can do like the 15th, 16th, 17th for interviews, I think that'll be fine.
Okay. Is everybody okay with a virtual interview, just like this? We could do it as a timed that only one candidate at a time, but we would do it over a platform like this. So it wouldn't necessarily have a huge impact. So.
Yeah, I'm perfectly comfortable with that.
Okay. All right. So I think that is what we will do. I will work with Mr. Bloom and Ms. Jacobs to get to extend that deadline. And then we'll kind of do the same process. I will contact the three people that have met that application process already and let them know, make sure they're okay with kind of just applying for both positions when it comes to it. It has no huge impact from that side of things. They both will still be through they would have to rerun at the end of this year due to just the way the code is written. So one would be for a 2-year, which Melinda, that experience.
Mm-hmm.
The other one would be finishing out Jim's term. His term ends this year, just like mine does. So they would have to rerun no matter what. So, all right. Sounds like we got a plan. So having said that, I appreciate everyone. I'm looking to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I got Kim and I will second it. So hearing no discussion, if you would like to call the roll, we can do that.
Mr. Lifeite,
Yes.
Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
All right. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Under 30 minutes. So